Welcome back. Now let's revise e-way bill. A very small topic, but there might be some questions relating to this in case study based MCQs. Now, who generates this and who is in fact responsible to generate it? A registered person who causes movement is responsible to generate it. When is it required? When two conditions are satisfied. One, there is movement of goods. Second, the value is more than 50,000. Now, value includes taxable supply, does not include exempt supply, includes GST. It is required for supply. It is also required for other than supply. Two cases where e-way bill is mandatory even if it does not cross 50,000. First one is interstate movement for job work, be it from principal to job worker or job worker to principal, and interstate movement of handicraft goods even if they are not required to compulsorily register under 24. Now let's see who will generate. Say suppose supplier and recipient both are registered persons. Then supplier or recipient who causes movement. Whoever causes movement, he will be responsible to generate it, because whoever is concerned about movement, he is responsible. Sir, can a transporter also generate? Yes. Can a courier agency generate? Yes. Can a e-commerce operator generate on behalf of the suppliers? Yes. In all these cases, if the supplier has given an authorization, then transporter, courier agency or e-commerce operator can also generate e-way bill. Now, what if supplier is a registered person and recipient is unregistered person? Then supplier has to generate if he causes movement. What if supplier is unregistered and recipient is registered? Recipient is deemed to have caused movement and he has to generate. See the difference between B and C. In C, recipient is deemed to have caused movement and he has to generate. In B, it is left to the option saying that if supplier is causing movement, yes. If recipient is causing it, no need. If both are unregistered, obviously it will be optional. Okay. Then let's see how does the process of generation of e-way bill work. First, you have to fill two parts. Part A, Part B. The moment you complete filling these two parts, you get a e-way bill number. What do you fill in Part A? Document details. Who can fill this? Supplier or recipient, and that too before movement. Before movement commences, you have to fill this. The moment you fill Part A, you get a unique number which is valid for 15 days. That means you have to fill Part B, or Part B is filled just before transportation because vehicle number has to be put. So Part A, 15 days is the validity. That means within 15 days you have to fill Part B. Part B is conveyance details. If it is rail air vessel, government is a bit less concerned because it says you can fill before or after movement, because here the tax evasion is much lower compared to road. Road you have to fill Part B before movement because highest tax evasion happens by road. If it is your own vehicle, then supplier or recipient can fill. If it is transporter's vehicle, supplier, recipient or transporter to fill Part B. Plus, railways will not give the delivery of the goods unless e-way bill is produced at the time of taking delivery. So before taking delivery, you have to fill for railways. Air or vessel, nothing, no such condition. You can generate it anytime. Now Part B is optional for two cases. From the place of business of consignor to the place of business of transporter if it is within 50 kilometers in the same state. And second, place of business of transporter to place of business of consignee, again within 50 kilometers in the same state. Can it be cancelled? Yes, and cancellation is done by the person who generates it. Within 24 hours you can cancel it. No cancellation if PO verifies e-way bill during transit. If proper officer has verified it during transit, then you cannot cancel it. Rejection. Can e-way bill number be rejected? Yes. The other party, say suppose he finds that by mistake it is generated on my GST number, he would have got a message. Then within 72 hours or delivery of goods, he can get it rejected. Okay, then comes validity. What's the validity? For every 200 kilometers or part thereof, you get 1 day's time. So say suppose the distance is 2408 kilometers. Then 200, you'll get 12 point change. So it will be 13 days. Because every part of 200 kilometers, you get 1 day's time. So in 13 days, the good should reach. After that, it expires if you don't seek any extension. Now, in case of over-dimensional cargo or multimodal transport, where one leg is ship, one of the mode is ship, then 200 kilometers is replaced by 20 kilometers. You can seek extension within 8 hours from the expiry in exceptional circumstances. So all e-way bills start from midnight. Say suppose I generate it on 24/2 and I generate it as at 4 p.m. Then it will not start from 4 p.m. It will start from midnight of 24/2 because most of the goods are transported in night time, and hence the timeline will always start from midnight, that is end of day. So one day will be end of next day. Okay, then there are some exemptions. No need of generation of e-way bill. Gold, silver, precious stones, currency, exempted goods, alcoholic liquor, 5 petroleum products, goods under negative list, defense equipments, central government, state government, local authority by rail, where they are the consigners and they are moving it by rail. Notified area, nothing notified. Personal household articles, coral beneath the sea, LPG, kerosene under public distribution system, empty cylinders or empty cargo containers. One exclusion of gold and silver is except imitation jewelry. So for imitation jewelry, is it required? Yes. Artificial jewelry, you have to generate e-way bill. Weighbridge up to 20 kilometers, no need to generate. From the place of business of consigner to the weighbridge, if for weighment, so that you can check how much is the quantity. Within 20 kilometers, again not required. From here to there, and from weighbridge back to the place of business of consigner. Non-motorized conveyance, again not required. And there are some custom cases where the movement is based on custom authorities, that where the goods are in the control of the custom authorities, then in that case not required, like from the custom port till the inland container depot or container freight station, or from container freight station to the custom port or airport warehoused goods, where the custody of the goods is with the custom authorities. Then coming to change in conveyance, say suppose same transporter, vehicle changes but the transporter is same, then either of the three can update part B. Why only part B? Because only vehicle is changing and not the entire consignment. If it's a different transporter, so either this can happen or the supplier or recipient will assign it to the new transporter on the e-way bill website, and then part B can be updated by supplier, recipient or the new transporter. So full flexibility given even in case of change in conveyance. Then you have rule 138A. Now what does rule 138A say? Rule 138A says documents to carry. What are the documents to carry for a person in charge? Person in charge has to carry invoice, bill of supply or delivery challan, and CBIC has clarified that for e-invoice no need to carry physical copy. And then he has to carry e-way bill in physical form or in electronic form or mapped to a radio frequency identification device whenever notified by commission. 138B deals with verification of documents and conveyance, while 138C deals with verification of goods. Which is more harsh? Obviously, verification of goods is more harsh compared to verification of documents, because in goods there is an initial report created, then there will be one final report created within 3 working days. So there are a lot of reports which you carry along with yourself once the goods verification is done. So documents, say suppose it is verified at one place, it cannot be verified again, or can it be verified again by the next officer? It can be verified. Say suppose Karnataka officer has seen it, can Tamil Nadu officer also see it? The answer is yes. 138C, if goods have been verified, can it be verified again? The answer is no, unless there is a specific information of tax evasion. Then you have 138D. It says if it's a facility to the transporter that if the transporter's conveyance is stopped for more than 30 minutes, he can file a form online. Then there's no further process which is given. 138E says you will not be able to fill Part A. That means you will not be able to generate outward supply e-way bill. Now what can be the cases where you are debarred from generating e-way bill? Because say suppose you are not able to generate e-way bill and you carry the goods without e-way bill, there is a penalty, that too 200% of the tax amount. So it's a very high penalty. So the question is, what can be these cases? A person has not filed return for 2 consecutive tax period. Return meaning GSTR 3B or GSTR 5 for NRTP. Or he has not filed GSTR 1 for 2 tax periods. Or he has not paid tax using CMP 08 for 2 quarters. This is for composition dealers. Or his registration is suspended. In all these cases, he will not be able to generate for his outward supply. And once his GST number is recognized that one of these things has been done, then he will not be able to generate e-way bill with that GST number till he files the application to the commissioner saying that please waive it, now I am doing everything correctly. Until and unless that is done, no waiver. So very very harsh provision, but it is required for a person who is not filing returns on time. So this was about e-way bill. Have a look at all the points again. First, we discussed when is it required. Second, how does the generation work. Third, validity every 200 kilometers. Then exemptions. Then change in vehicle. And finally, rule 138A to 138E. Yes. See you all in the next video.